Welcome back. You're watching Network Africa. The senators stepped down the debate on the petroleum industry bill. The session was scheduled to begin yesterday, but the Senate minority leader asked for more time so lawmakers can study the document and analyze the proposed reforms in the sector. Our correspondent Linda Akibe reports.
It's the resumption of legislative proceedings in the Senate for the week. Federal lawmakers in the upper chamber begin the process of working on the much-anticipated petroleum industry bill. The delay in the passage of the PIB has denied the country of huge investment opportunities in the oil and gas sector. A lawmaker from the ruling party proceeds with the lead debate on the PIB.
The bill seeks to transform the Nigerian oil and gas landscape by providing for an efficient and effective governance and institutional framework for the industry with clear separation between policy, regulatory, and commercial institutions. The main objectives of the bill are: A, to create efficient and effective institutions with clear and separate roles for the petroleum industry.
Rather than proceeding with debating the PIB, two federal lawmakers make some observations.
The petroleum industry bill is such an important bill that will affect every family in this country and will affect even the budget of the federal government that we are doing today. It is not the kind of bill that we can stay here and gloss over and then allow somebody to do a lead debate without some senators having the bill in their hands. It is something we must study and come and make our own input. I think it's an exercise in futility for my brother to do a lead debate when the bill is not circulated to senators.
The PIB was an executive bill submitted to this chamber. And as an executive bill, it was submitted wholly as one bill to be considered wholly and thoroughly. To my greatest surprise, the presenter here is telling us that he has separated the bills into parts and pieces to be considered. I don't know where he drew that authority from.
The Senate President responds.
Definitely the bill was distributed. But what we'll do, listen, the deal was definitely distributed. Let's make it was distributed on Thursday. No, because they don't have the journal here. It was definitely distributed. But I'm sure in order to give them time to retrieve what was distributed on Thursday, we'll step it down so that they can go and get the document that was distributed. And also we observe that the financial compendium is not there. That also gives him time to do the two issues. This bill that is being presented by Senator Lachra is a different bill completely, and being presented by a member bill, and it can come in any way. It is not an amendment. There's no bill before us from the executive.
Debate on the PIB is expected to commence on Wednesday, April 27th. Linda Akibe, Channels Television News.
Channels TV energy correspondent Olu Phillips joins me now with the latest on the story. Olu, thank you so much for making our time to speak to us on Network Africa. You heard what the senators have to say. Some say they've seen the bill, others say no, we haven't seen the bill. Some say we need time to review it. What do you make of what they have to say?
I find it difficult sometimes to understand why some people sit out somewhere and think they can just pull a wool over everybody's eyes. This is the 8th Assembly. Whether a compendium of that bill or a statement of that bill or an ideology of that bill has been before them since 2008 or before then. So whether it's the bill from chapter 1 to chapter whatever or just a statement in that bill, everybody has an idea of what, first of all, that bill is supposed to be solving. We don't have an effective rule of engagement as far as our oil industry is concerned, and people are joking about it. I am saddened. We are talking about a petroleum industry bill that has been presented severally to the House. Which one are they looking for now? I don't understand what they are looking for. Are you looking for, if you don't have any bill, please by all means, can we have a rule? Can we have a fiscal regime to run this industry? We're running with a fiscal regime that is over 50 years old. The taxes, the royalties, all of the rules of engagement are belated. Are we still talking about this?
You know, a few people may share your disdain over this issue because, indeed, this bill has been presented severally at the floor. But could it be that, you know, it has been adjusted and adjusted over time, and maybe there's a certain one that was presented to some people and didn't get to others? But the Senate President, who is either oversees the House, says, and he insisted in that report, that, look, this bill was passed on to everybody. I mean, does that
This is just a clear case of semantics and euphemism of words. What's the bill supposed to be solving? What's the content of the bill? We're talking about regulations for the oil industry. Like I said earlier, if you can't find the bill, can you, as much as possible, can someone sponsor an act to regulate this industry and get us moving? Can we get in tandem with realities of the present society? No, so whether they have the bill or not, what are we looking at? We're looking at regime for how gas can be, gas pricing. We're looking at who are the oil producing community, how you need to prospect, what royalties should be paid, what taxes, how revenues should be galvanized, how the industry should run, the rules of engagement for the IOCs. What's the big deal in getting all of this?
You also know that, you know, at the end of that report, it was said that, you know, they're going to be meeting today to discuss it further. What do we know about that?
What are they going to be discussing on if they can't find the bill? What bill are they going to be discussing if they don't have the bill? Clearly put, if the senators want to pass the petroleum industry bill, whether new petroleum industry bill or reversed petroleum industry bill, they will. I see a set of people who want to do what they want to do. If this really affects the leadership, if this really affects the composure of the House, if it affects the things that affect them, we will see this bill passed very speedily.
Do we know if the bill has been discussed at all on the floor today?
As it stands now, like the Senate President said just yesterday, that the copy that he's adducing to have been circulated will be recirculated to every senator so that they can study it. Then I also wonder why you're waiting for that document. As soon as you come in as a senator, you look at critical areas of the things you needed to do. You pick up some things that have not been done before now and begin to look at it. So I expect that by now, any serious senator would have seen a copy of the petroleum industry bill, whether the one that was dropped in the House at the 7th Assembly or the 6th Assembly or the 5th Assembly, at least to get abreast with what the issues are. There are not too many issues there. After all, the local content, like I used to say, the local content law used to be a part of the petroleum industry bill, and when it began to delay, the president and the ministry pulled it out from the petroleum industry bill since 2010, and today we have companies earning billions of dollars, indigenous companies who are flourishing because that bill has come to stay. So the senators should just wake up and put together whatever it is to get this industry forward.
I wouldn't say the day is still young, but let's see how it goes. Let's see if indeed no one brought up the issue or whether it was even tabled at all, because, I mean, according to the report, they will talk about it again today and see. Let's see.
I hope at the end of this 8th session of the Senate, we won't come back to be having the discussion as to whether there's an petroleum industry bill that have been passed, that exists, or that disappeared.
Olu Phillips, thank you so much for speaking to us on Network Africa. Let's take a break. When we come back, after this break, Kenya is poised to burn 105 tons of ivory in an event which holds on the 30th of this month. We have details for you in just a moment. Do stay with us.